This video, I'm going to be showing you the truth about money beliefs and spirituality, showing you why you may be holding abundance back from coming into your life, and I'm going to show you the one thing that makes all the difference so that you can live both a spiritual life and an immensely abundant life. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of understanding why so many spiritual people and the trap that many spiritual people fall into when they are on the path of understanding more about who they are. Many times when people go through a spiritual awakening, this is a very common thing that I see, is people that go through a spiritual awakening become more aware that we are spiritual beings having human experiences, and what then happens is many times we then subconsciously put being spiritual into a different category than that of being in the material world and being what we call abundant and being able to make money. Now, I see so many people that could be amazing Reiki practitioners, amazing healers, amazing artists. I see so many people that share and have amazing ideas to share with the world. However, I see a lot of people that are afraid to put out their ideas, afraid to go after their passion because they believe that because it's a spiritual passion, that it's in a different category than being able to charge for it. And the thing is that belief alone will keep people doing things they're not passionate about, and it'll keep people in a certain bubble of creating a level of lack and a level of a not passionate life. And when I look at my own life, I've been doing YouTube full time for about three and a half years now. I live in an immense amount of abundance. I'll show you a little bit of a B-roll of this place that I'm at right now, which is an amazing Airbnb here in Costa Rica. I live a very abundant life because I don't put being spiritual and being abundant into different categories. I realize that my gifts, the things and the ideas that I can share with the world, I realize that's a part of my human experience. That's a part of what I'm meant to be doing in life. I wouldn't be able to have a full-time job working 40, 50 hours a week and be doing what I do online with growing my message, growing my business, making daily videos on YouTube. I don't think I'd been able to do it for 3 years in a row, having the full-time job and doing this full-time. However, I had to go all in on my passion, and I had to understand that being abundant, which includes the form of money, understand all money is an exchange of energy. It's the exchange of energy that we've agreed to use in this reality. And what it's about understanding that that's a part of the human experience. Understand that money being good or evil, what somebody does with it depends on the person. When you look at someone like Eckhart Tolle, for example, Eckhart Tolle, when you ask Eckhart Tolle, you say, hey, Eckhart Tolle, who's like the enlightened guy that wrote the book Power of Now. Say, hey, Eckhart Tolle, what do you do to meditate? What Eckhart Tolle will tell you is that his life is a meditation. He's present to the moment in everything he does. He doesn't need to I go out every day, every morning, I meditate for 10, 15 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes at night. And that's my practice. I'm also not enlightened. Eckhart Tolle, it's how he does what he does that makes it spiritual. And the thing that I want to share with you is it's not the idea of being abundant or the idea of charging for your spiritual gifts. That's not what's evil. It's how you do it. So in the same way that you can make life spiritual. The Eckhart Tolle analogy is because you can make life itself spiritual. Everything can become a meditation. Now, what you do with the abundance will depend on what's inside of you. Like Dr. Wayne Dyer said, when you squeeze an orange, what comes out? Orange juice. Why? Because that's what's inside. What are you going to do with your money and your abundance? That depends on what's inside of you. There are people, amazingly spiritual people, that use their money to help other people, that use their money to build a business that adds value to an immense amount of people. There are people that use money in greedy type ways. People that use money to emphasize a false sense of power or a conceived sense of power, and they use it in a negative way. Money in itself is a neutral idea and an agreement we've made on a way of exchanging money. When we start to understand that, it makes the process so much easier. Let me tell you as well, when I went through my spiritual awakening in 2012, I became very ungrounded. I became aware that the first question I had is I became aware that our thoughts create a reality. I became aware that we are eternal spiritual beings, live in temporary human experiences. And I became very angry towards the government, towards the financial system. I realized that money is not backed by gold. I had a lot of realizations that caused me to then become not abundant at all because I thought money was such an evil thing. And I found out that the money that goes towards the IRS isn't necessarily used for what we think it is. It sounds like conspiracy theories, but if you do the research, it's there. And when I became like that, I went into work one day and I said, you know what? I ain't coming into work tomorrow. I worked at Nordstrom's and Women's Shoes. I worked there for 5 years. I went in one day and said, you know what? I'm not coming in tomorrow. I have to meditate and help the global consciousness ascend to the next level of consciousness. That's really what I believe, by the way. So I would meditate every day, like a lot. And my buddy Victor Odo also, we found out years, but Victor Odo is also a YouTuber, is my best friend, found out as well that he did the same exact thing, in a way. Focused on meditating and helping the collective consciousness. However, I completely neglected the material world. And when I did that, I became very ungrounded. And I kind of missed the point. I think sometimes with becoming spiritual, then we go to one side of the spectrum, which is all etherical, all meditation, all energetic, and we fail to realize that having a human experience is spiritual. We incarnated into this reality to experience all the fruits of it, and part of it is playing according to some of the system. Doesn't mean we give power over the money, but it means that we recognize, okay, money is an exchange of energy. Do I want to fight it with all my might? And maybe that's some people's purpose, is to find a new way of exchanging goods and bringing that apart in the world. Maybe that's someone's passion, but I'd say for 99% of people, maybe the path of least resistance is becoming abundant so that what you do with the money is good things. The money that I make from my business, I'm able to put back into my message and my mission and my purpose. And I'm able to influence more people. I'm able to build a team. You see, it's understanding money is simply a resource. Now, like I said a little bit ago, guys, look at this. Babe, look. Still there. I want to show you. There's this animal that's walking around, but every time I move the camera or something, it goes away. It's really cool, though.
Camera shy.
Okay, he is camera shy, for sure. So when I was saying a little bit ago, when it comes to if you're a Reiki practitioner, a healer, an artist, you want to create content online, whatever it is, some people have trouble charging for their spiritual gifts. Now understand, everything in reality is spiritual. We are spiritual beings having No, we are not spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience, and it's not what you do, it's how you do what you do. So everything can become spiritual. Swimming in a pool can become spiritual. Meditating can be spiritual. Eating food can be spiritual. You can make anything spiritual. It's about how you do what you do. Now, when you talk about that with people that have problems charging for their spiritual gifts, look how ridiculous this sounds. And I realize this about myself, by the way. So I say this with a level of empathy because I've been through this. And what my intention of this video to do is to kind of show you, you have an amazing spiritual gift, or just sharing your ideas, sharing your energy is amazing and can help so many people. But what may be holding you back is a belief that charging for your spiritual gifts is evil. Remember, charging, that's an exchange of energy. It's saying, I am willing to give this energy but receive nothing back in exchange. I'm willing to empty my cup but not fill my cup back up. Because of that, you ain't going to have a lot to give to go around. But think about how funny this idea is. We will look at someone that's spiritual, that maybe has an amazing ability to heal, to allow energy to flow through, to emit out an energy that helps to heal other people. Because realize that healers aren't the ones egoically doing it. It's energy that flows through. Even when I make these videos, energy just flows through. It's not really the ego Aaron Doughty that has all of these little ideas. I heard something. I thought it was the thing. And what you can begin to realize is that when you allow this to come through, it adds value to other people. Whether it's amazing art that you create that makes people feel a certain way, ideas that you share that helps to awaken people. But what we do is we say, no, 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 that's on a higher pedestal. And then what we do is we look at something like Coca-Cola, which puts corn syrup and sugar in their products, which makes people's bodies highly acidic, which will then lead slowly over time to people becoming more and more sick and having to go to the doctor more and more and not being healthy. And when we think about Coca-Cola making billions and billions of dollars, we don't question that one little bit. But somebody receiving abundance back for being a healer, for helping other people, for spreading ideas, for doing the research to then condense information, for having a podcast, for whatever it is, we put that in a totally different category. And we assume, no, can't charge for that. You got to do something in the 3D world. Maybe like being a salesperson for Coca-Cola. That's okay though. You see, the reason I say it like this is to become aware of how ridiculous it sounds. You are a spiritual being having a spiritual experience, and you are meant to add immense value to the world. However, you have to tap into that. You have to realize that it is your duty to help other people, or to do what you're passionate about, really. Many times what you're passionate about will add value to other people just by you being you. But it's about being aware of that difference. Now, become aware of the spiritual belief system around money. Believing money is bad, you can't charge for this. And then you keep yourself in a low level of abundance, doing some job you might not be passionate about that drains your energy, thinking that's the way reality has to be, all because of a belief. It's just a belief. Understand that this is how reality works. This is how you can begin to, this is how I see reality. And just to express to you, I've become extraordinarily abundant over the last 2 or 3 years. More abundant, quicker than I really could have even imagined. I can travel the world and have a view that is like, this view over here is incredible. I'm going to show you in the B-roll. It's amazing. And it's because I've tapped into and I keep the energy pure. Now, what I mean by this is the primary focus for me is focused on expression and on adding value to other people. I make videos that have, at least from my perception, that adds value to other people. And when I add value to other people by expressing my gifts, that energy goes out into the world. Now what happens is then I have other ways that people can go deeper with going through areas of transformation. That deeper process is through having digital courses, through doing live events, through working with people via coaching. And what happens is because I'm putting out that good into the world, that abundance then comes back to me. What you put out is what you get back. That abundance that comes back, I can then use as resources to build my business. And I have team members now. I have an assistant back in Vegas. I have virtual assistants that answer emails. I have an editor, and I have somebody that does Instagram posts that edits my Instagram post. I have a team of people because I have abundance coming back to where now I can outsource things to grow my team even bigger, to grow my message even bigger. And over the last couple years, I've become more abundant than ever because I've continued to focus on the expression of putting good out into the world. And I consider myself a very spiritual person. We're all spiritual beings, but I'm aware of my spirituality, and I believe that you are a spiritual being if you're watching this video, and that one of the most spiritual things you can do is tap into your own abundance and tap into your passion, adding value to the world. Don't feel guilty about charging for your spiritual gifts. And remember, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. I don't feel guilty because I have a high level of integrity. I know that this and what I put out in my courses adds value to people and changes people's lives. And I know that because I have testimonials, and I have many people that have been through my different processes, that have been through my different meditations, that have had extraordinary results. So I know, okay, I'm putting good out into the world. I feel good about it. But it's just a mindset shift. You don't have to feel guilty about charging for your spiritual gifts. Have the intention first and foremost. Don't lead with trying to charge for it, I would recommend. Lead with adding value to people. Lead with expressing your gifts. Lead with creating amazing art. Lead with that, and then see what happens on the other side of that. But the key to this is knowing that many times being spiritual may be a trap, keeping you in a lower level vibration that is keeping you from experiencing the abundance that you're meant to have in your life. So when we're talking about money beliefs, understand that money, it's just a mode of exchange of energy. Because you have money doesn't mean you're going to be a non-spiritual person. It's just a belief. Because you have money doesn't mean you're going to lose it. You're going to use it to have more power. That's a very negative way. Whatever you do with money will depend on what's inside of you. You can have awareness through the whole process. And you could use it to further your mission, to further, you start making amazing art, then you're like, you know what, I can finally own an art gallery studio. I can now have the ability to create and have more amazing art and brushes and art canvases and have more opportunities. So also, one of the most selfish things you can do is make it all about you. People that have problems charging for their spiritual gifts, it's all about them. That's how I was. It was all about me. I can't do this. I can't do that. I was focused on me and my own guilt. One of the most spiritual things you can do is become abundant so that then you can add value to other people. I have a team of people that I'm able to pay that adds value to them. I have family members that have been through some harsh stuff over the last year. Guess what? I have the abundance and the energy to help them through the different things. If I wasn't helping myself, if I didn't fill up my own cup, it would all be about me and how I can't fill up my own cup and therefore I can't add value to other people. When you start to tap into your spiritual gifts, your spirituality, and you start to align it with your idea of being abundant, what you will find is that then you can add more value to more people. So one of the most spiritual things you can do is to become immensely abundant so that then you can add value to the people around you. Then you could add value to yourself. You could do your passion on your terms. You don't have to have some 9-to-5 job that drains your energy. And by doing that, that will transform your life. Now, I've created an immense amount of abundance through a simple 4-step process that I call MIVS, M-I-V-S. It's a simple formula that has allowed me to go full-time doing what I love, and whether that's on social media, whether that's creating YouTube videos, whether that's you're an artist, whatever it is, you don't need hundreds of thousands of followers to do this. You can do this with a very small audience, actually, if you know the right process, if you know the right strategy. The game changer for me was, I remember as I was growing on YouTube, I had like 20,000 subs, and I asked somebody that had more subs than me, how many subs do I need to go full time? And what he said was, he's like, it doesn't matter the sub count, it matters the relationship, the relationship you have with the people that do follow you. You go full time at 500 followers on Instagram if you do it the right way, if you have the right formula. That was a game changer for me, and from that moment on, I became more abundant than ever through applying a simple 4-step process called MIVS, and I share it in a webinar that you can join below, where I will share with you exactly how to apply MIVS, which will help you go full-time doing what you love. Whether you're a healer, Reiki practitioner, you have ideas you want to share, you're an aspiring Instagrammer, podcaster, YouTuber, whether you want to be a coach, whatever you want to do, I show you how you can go full-time. It doesn't take hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You can do it with a very small audience if you know what to do. And in that video, I will show you exactly how I did it and how I did it in a spiritual way. And my buddy Victor Otto and I did that too. Victor Otto also applied the same formula, and we've both gone from, you know, working jobs we didn't care about, he was a personal trainer, to living in an immense amount of abundance. We show you exactly how to go through that process with MIVS. You can join the next webinar by clicking the link in the top of the description box below, and we will show you exactly how to go full-time doing what you love in a spiritual way. So that's how we ditched our 9-to-5 jobs, and we do what we love full time. We'll show you how to do that as well. And you don't need to be an expert. You just got to be a step ahead of everyone else. Do your own research. Depends on what you're doing. But anyways, I wanted to share that with you. We'll show you how to do that in the training below. Join it. Look forward to seeing you on the inside of that. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you'd like more videos outside like this or with more B-roll. And other than that, as always, I'll see you on the next video. Peace, much love, and namaste.